Also, if you guys have any questions when this is all done, this is being recorded, and we're going to try to attempt to put it on the website. I'm not sure that we know how to do that quite yet, but Robin will get that figured out, of course. That will, I don't know if it'll be up tonight or tomorrow or such, but you can let people know that. So, of course, this is our first time doing this, so some things may work out, some things may not work out. If you have an opinion on this, how it went, how you liked it or didn't like it, let me know in the next couple of days. Send me an email, send me a text message. Right now my phone's pretty busy, so making a phone call may not work out quite as well. Also, as we go through here, I'm sure there's going to be some questions about things. What I'm going to ask everybody to do is to write those questions down. When we get to the end of this, I'll have everybody, if your questions haven't been answered, send me a text message or send me an email, either one, and I will try to answer as many as we can. Of course, this is a timed meeting here, so we only have so long to make this happen. So, again, I'm not sure if my PowerPoint's going to work properly or not. Again, wait till we're all done for questions. There's already been a couple of questions come in on my phone. I'm probably going to answer before the night is over, so if you can hold on until the end, it'd be great. Want to run through the sponsors like we always do. There's a couple new ones on there. There's a lot of old ones. Some good relationships have been built here over the years, and we're kind of proud of that. Of course, Lincoln Motors and Safety Clean have been on board since we started with this back in '09. Welland, G-Force, Schoenfeld, a couple new ones I want to mention though. I want to point out, of course, Holly's back on for this year as well. That's comes with some pride in that deal. Two new ones, Brad Penn Lubricants, Penn Grade, the Penn Grade 1. They're actually becoming a race sponsor and a contingency sponsor. The other one is the Grand Plaza Hotel and Convention, where we hold our banquet every year. They're coming on board as the official hotel and convention center of the ARCA Truck Series. Most of the other ones you guys are already familiar with, the Fire Aid, CGS Imaging, who does a lot for us, Hoosier Tire, Ed & Company Racing Supplies. Jags is still the official supplier of the engines, the V8 engines. Landrum Spring, Intercomp, Elmore is the official rebuilder of the V8 engines, and will continue to do so. Real quick, if you're on with us, whatever your microphone is, can you guys mute it? There's some background noise there that may interfere with some other attendees. Sunoco Fuel, Schoenfeld, of course, Jigs Foundation is still on board as well as Racing Electronics. This is the 2015 ARCA Truck Series schedule as it sits right now. I'm hoping it doesn't change. There could be some changes to it. We're starting out in Toledo on May 16th, and going to Angola. 2 dates at Angola this year. That is a pretty big deal for us, and thank you to Todd Gerhardt for helping put that together. Sorry, I'm just trying to make some adjustments here to make it better for everybody. Okay, so we getting quite a few attendees here that are making some noise. So Of course, 2 dates at Lake County. Always a great place for us to go. Good people there, very easy to work with. They love the ARCA trucks up there in the whole country. Motor Drum Speedway that just got put together here late. There's several people that helped put that together. I'm not sure they want their name out on it though, so I'm not going to mention it. But there was a lot of help getting that. 2 dates at Columbus Motor Speedway. We were there a few years back. Had a pretty decent show, but there were some other issues. We've worked through those, and glad to be going back to Columbus Motor Speedway. Kind of a hometown track for me. I grew up there, created a lot of problems when I was little. Jennerstown on June 27th. This track is being taken over by a new management group. There are a lot of changes going on there. We're being told that that date is still secure, and we're counting on being there. So it's a good thing for us. Nice facility. Then, of course, July 25th back to Angola Motor Speedway, and then August 1st back to Columbus. September 6th, our Labor Day weekend down at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Excuse me. Again, another facility that really enjoys having us there, and we're glad to be there. And then close out the year October 10th and 11th at Lake County. Daytona this year was a busy time for us. We've talked to some other promoters down there. There could be things that are developing there. Can't make any promises, but there could be a couple additions here late to that schedule. But don't look for anything major to change here at all. Some reorganization. We've had some people leave, some people come in. Of course, Robin and I at the top taking all the grief for most things. Keith is still safety director. Dwayne Demmett is going to move into the chief inspector's position to help coordinate the officials on race day and through the week. Very vital role. Helps us out tremendously. Denise is still going to continue to be our official starter. Mark Engel is going to move over and take over the scales as a scale chief. So when you guys roll across the scales and have questions, he will be the one to direct those to. Also, we'll have his contact information up on the website here before long. Phone number and email for you to reach him if you have any specific questions on anything pertaining to sales or tech before or after the race. Some more information to let you guys know. Head and neck restraint devices still have to have a 3-year maximum dating. If not, they are going to have to be inspected and recertified. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Seat belts have to have a 3-year dating. If not, they have to be replaced. And head and neck restraint devices have to be recertified after 5 years. And that's the date that the manufacturers put on there. If your device is nearing that, you'll want to contact a distributor of that device or the manufacturer and have it recertified. Keith wants me to make sure everybody knows that there will be a fee involved, so don't be surprised when that happens. Also, it's come to our attention, there's some information out there that there is some counterfeit head and neck devices out there being sold. I've put a link on here to the SFI Foundation. Again, when this is on the website, you'll be able to get that. It's for the people who are listening on the phone, it's sfi foundation.com/important-notice-regarding-counterfeit-product. If you search it online, you'll be able to find it as well. There's quite a bit of information out there. If you have any questions regarding the seat belts that you're in your race truck or your head and neck devices, contact Keith And of course, his contact information is on the website as well. Or you can email him as well. Continuing on, Sunoco 110 still the official fuel of the ARCA truck series, and there's no other fuel allowed to be used. We've talked about changing fuels. I looked into it. There's not a cost advantage for anybody, and the quality of Sunoco fuels is obviously second to none. Please remember also this year there's going to be a mandatory 10-gallon purchase at the racetrack. Each team will be required to purchase that. That is in an attempt to try to keep the cost down for everybody who doesn't have access to fuel through the week. Unfortunately, I just received an email right before I came online here from Basil, and race fuel is going to go up again, which is somewhat surprising that fuel was down, but race fuel is going to go up. So when we get pricing on that, we'll let you guys know as well. So a couple of rules of focus this year. We talked a little bit about them before the banquet. Not any rule changes here, just rules that have been in the rule book but maybe have not been quite as strongly enforced as they should have been over the years. Some assumptions were made that things were happening, and of course they're not. So we're going to pay a little bit more attention to it. The first thing is the electric fuel pump. It's supposed to have an oil pressure sending switch. If your motor is not running and it has no oil pressure, you should not have fuel pressure. That will be checked at every event. And Keith has already established a guideline on penalties for that. Again, something that has not been quite followed as well is all the switches pertaining to the ignition switch system and electric fuel pump must be mounted on the same panel and within the driver's reach and marked so that anybody can determine how to turn them off. Again, it comes back to vehicles that have been in accidents and not being able to properly get all the power turned off to these things without some kind of rocket degree. So all of them have to be on the same switch, and they have to be marked on and off. The other thing that Keith is paying a lot more attention to this year is that shutoff, the main shutoff in the center of the dash. The rule reads an emergency shutoff switch which disconnects all power must be located in the center of the dash. The switch must be clearly labeled on and off. Here's the problem with this when this is not quite followed. We had a situation where a vehicle was in an accident last year. Tow truck hooked up to the truck, and there was still power to some wires that got pinched, and sparks started flying. I apologize here. I keep getting messages from the GoToMeeting people. It's got to be marked on and off, and we want to try to get in a better habit of if your vehicle is in a crash and you get out of that vehicle, the last thing you do is make sure you turn that off so there's no problems. Okay, moving on to the V8 program. Again, we found out that the Daytona was a very busy time for us. We did some seminars, a workshop. We learned a lot. Robin and I both did. Met a lot of people. One of the things that we found out is that the Chevy 603 is no longer in production. Chevy has discontinued it. Tooling was bad due to the heads. The tooling for the heads were bad. And they didn't want to invest in that again. So after deciding not to do that, and when we found out about this, the problem that we have is this. None of our competitors have the 603. So instead of letting people buy the 603 and all of a sudden not having, parts for it, we decided to make a change. And we decided to make a change quick. This has all happened very, very quickly, unfortunately. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Chevy 604. It has 400 horsepower, 400 pounds of torque, 9.6 to 1 compression. That motor comes directly from Jegs. You'll have to install a water pump, a distributor, spark plug wires, and pulleys. I believe the damper is still there. And something to note is this motor is 30 pounds lighter than the Ford. Now, to be comparable to the 604, we're going to go to the Ford 347 SR instead of the JR. It does a couple things for us. It obviously, the JR, you had to do a cam change to get it up to speed. You will no longer have to do that. The SR is 415 out of the box, 400 pounds of torque. It's 10 to 1 compression, obviously. It requires nothing except pulleys.
That's crap out of the back of my truck.
Unfortunately, we keep getting, we're maxed out on I apologize for the messages. As you see, the Ford has about 15 more horsepower than the Chevy, but the Ford is 30 pounds heavier than Chevy. We believe as a group that the penalty of 30 pounds on the pulley or on the nose of the truck is much more of a penalty than that 15 horsepower can overcome. So we're going to leave that alone at this point. Something for you, some other information for you on the V8 stuff. And I apologize, my phone is going crazy here. Both V8 engines still must be purchased from Jake's High Performance, or if you purchase a used one, it has to be recertified at Elmore. Both V8 engines, as they sit now, can be put in your truck with no modifications. That's one of the advantages of going this direction. You can call Jake's, have a motor shipped out on Monday, have it on Wednesday, and drop it straight in your truck. You don't have to take it to Elmore anymore and have any modifications done to it. That's a huge advantage when you're on a tight week. The proof of purchase of where you've purchased this motor, this V8 motor, or a invoice where it was recertified at Elmore must be presented before you guys can race the V8. That's just as simple as it can be. Both the V8 engines must remain 100% stock with no modifications, no part changes, no part removals, and heat treated or modified of any type. Both V8 engines are now eligible for 58% left side weight. That is a slight rule change from last year. So both V8 engines, Chevy and Ford, are eligible for 58% left side weight. Special note, the Ford 347 JR is still approved per the rule book, but since there are no 603s out right now, the 603 is no longer approved, and that's effective immediately. There's been no 603s purchased, so that should not affect anybody. You still must run Schoenfeld headers as per the rule book. The new part numbers are for the Chevy are 135 VM-3, and the Ford part number is 335 VCM-3. Both are very readily available on the shelf. I just spoke to Schoenfeld just 2 days ago, and there's some 30 of the Chevys in stock and over 20 of the Fords, so that is never should never be a situation. On these V8 engines, just like the Ford, if we, for any reason, decide to seize your motor, and we have found that it's been tampered with or modified or anything of that sort, we are doing a 1 calendar year suspension for the owner and the crew chief, plus monetary and point fines. That is pretty black and white. There should be no questions about that. At this point, I'll go ahead and take questions via email or text messages, however you guys would like to send them, and I will try to respond to as many as possible. If I can get back to... All right. I still don't have questions coming in here. Robin, let me see if I can get back to you guys. I believe I have you both muted. All right, so Brad, you're online here. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. I'm just wondering what I'm all in favor of the engine thing. I've got no problems with that, but the amount of 6-cylinders that are out there right now, what's going to ensure that they're still going to be competitive against those?
Well, the only thing we can do is go off of what we know. What we know is the Ford V8 has had that horsepower already, and everybody's been very competitive with them. I can tell you also that I know that last year there were several V6 engines out there that had over 400 plus horsepower, some 425 plus. So you're already competing against that horsepower now. That's about all I can really say on it. It's going to have to be a full race situation, and we'll have to watch it and make sure nothing gets out of it.
Okay.
Let's see. Robin, do you have anything you'd like to say? No. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that as a no. Ed, anything you'd like to add to it?
No, I'm fine.
Well, you still got me muted. How am I supposed to talk?
I can hear you. Speak, Robin. Okay. I just had a question come in. What is the rev limiting on the V8 engines? There's no rev limiting rule on the V8 engines. They're kind of self-limiting. They only make horsepower at a certain point. There's no reason to run them over anything else. So no rev limiting on the V8 engines at this time.
No, it's almost over.
Do you have any other questions?
I could probably come up with quite a few. I'm just trying to put it all together right now. I don't know. I believe this is all the right direction to go. I'm just worried about the guys that, like myself, that won't be able to take that off the back, halfway through the season, what that's going to do to them if they're falling behind that much.
Well,
Can you guys hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you, Bravo.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't think we're going to let these V8s come out and dominate. I believe that it's the way we need to go. we're putting them out there without any restrictions. But of course, somebody's got to give them the handle to where they're competitive all the time. You know, I think it's a concern for the guys that's got V6s, but so far it hasn't shown to be a legitimate concern. Now, what it's going to allow is some of the people with a V6 that doesn't have the horsepower may be able to reach that horsepower now with the V8, with not spending, you know, the ton more money.
Again, I think the nice part is to be able to pick up a phone and know. An example, I know of a team that spent a lot of money on motors last year and got no reliability out of it, and may not have had as much horsepower as you. So now when you can spend the same amount of money, and know that you have as much horsepower or more, it's pretty reassuring that you can come to the racetrack and be competitive.
Out there, Ronnie.
Okay.
Hang on.
I think it's just going to give the opportunity for more guys to have the horsepower range that the top guys had last year is what's going to happen. The guys that don't have the horsepower and couldn't run with the top guys this year are not going to be able to run with the top guys this coming year. Because I think that's the bottom line. You got to you can't expect to run with the other guys that go by the V8s if you're not at least up to the horsepower that the top V6.
Okay, trying to see if there's anybody else that is going to have any questions. I haven't received any emails or text messages here. A couple other things I do want to make a quick note on. Patches. Patches are something that we had talked about fining people for not having them. Everybody ran out and got them. Suddenly, patches are becoming an issue again, so we're going to reinstate that. If I remember correctly, it's a warning the first time, $25 the second time, and $50 the third time. We cannot have pitchers that don't have the required patches on it. Those pitchers go out to the sponsors every Monday. And if we don't have them on there, we're in violation of our contract. So that's got to happen. Another question's come in. There's a question on, is there a reliability issue due to the Sunoco 110 and the 604 without any modifications? We've been assured by Chevy and Ford that there's no problem running the Sunoco 110 in them, and there'd be no problem with that whatsoever. I see Bill Ginn's on here. Bill, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good right now. I'm just trying to digest everything right at the present time. So.
Okay. Let's see. Don Gerhardt, you on here?
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Yes.
This Ken Kirsch.
Okay.
Hey, is there still any? Is there a crank height rule on this deal? Since we've gone to bumps, most of the guys, and there's no side skirt measurement anymore. I mean, are you guys still checking crank height?
Robin, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but we gave up on the crank height on the Ford, correct? The V8 motors because they couldn't sit low enough anyways? Do you recall that?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
We lowered the measurement on the V6s and we didn't have one.
Yeah. So I guess the answer to that question, Ken, is no, there's not going to be any crank height on the V8 packages at all. Unfortunately,
Okay.
low and it bottoms out and you get a hole in your pan, that's your responsibility.
I got you.
Some other questions are rolling in here. Okay, apologize for the slowness of this. I'm still trying to learn the whole system. The question is, are the parts needed that you need to purchase on the V8 specified? No. You can put any water pump, any distributor, any wires that you choose to put in. There's no problem with that whatsoever. We do know there's some high-dollar water pumps out there that you can get. If you want to spend big dollars to gain a couple horsepower, there's not a whole lot we can do to stop that. So
just the carburetor and the headers, correct?
I'm sorry?
Carburetor and headers.
Yes, carburetor headers are
Or
spec parts. Let's see here. There's some more questions coming in here.
Tom, are the headers for the V8, are they crossover headers?
Headers for the V8, I believe they are crossover headers in the back. And Schoenfeld is recommending that you take it to a collector and 1 4-inch pipe out. That there's no advantage to the 2 pipes out horsepower-wise or 1 4-inch pipe, but it helps considerably. Okay, so that's the direction he would recommend doing it. A question just came in about the V6 crank height, and that is staying the same. There's no change to the V6 crank height. All right. Let's see who else is on here. Greg Sims, are you online with us still? All right, I don't think he is. Mark Engel, I see that you're on here. Is there anything you would like to add or say? I'm going to take that as a no. Okay. Question that's coming in. The question came in on the V8 engines. Will they have a 4-barrel carburetor? And that is correct. That rule is already in the rule book. There are 2 different carburetors you can utilize. There is an HP version and a standard version. Those part numbers are part number 0-80541 is the standard 650 HP carburetor. And then there is a Ultra HP 650, and that part number is 0-80802 HB. I think another question has come in here. Mike Buckley, can you hear us? Or can you talk?
Yep.
Okay, do you have any questions?
With the V8 engines, anybody having any experience with interference on the older style chassis?
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
With the V8 engine and headers, is anybody having any experience with interference on the older paint chassis?
I've only talked to Frank in length about it, and he didn't have any significant issues at all. So I don't believe so. maybe giving Frank Wilson or Marcus Jones is still out there. He installed a couple, as well as Cody Corrick. They would probably be a better group to ask that to.
What about Ed? He might have an opinion on that. On the V8 fitting in the older chassis.
Is there any problem? I don't think there's any problem with the older chassis either, is there, Ed?
I have no, this is Ed. I have no problem fitting the V8 in my chassis. I got a front tip here. I don't think there's any problem fitting in a house truck either. Some of the older trucks may be a problem in the footbox area. That's all I know.
Something that doesn't happen enough, I think, in our series right now is there are a lot of teams out there that are more than willing to help anybody, but they have to pick up the phone and call. I know people have different opinions if people give them accurate information. I'm not sure that we have that problem here. If you guys are having any type of issues whatsoever, pick up the phone and call me. I'll give you the number to anybody you ask, unless they've asked for their number not to be given out. And they'll give you solid information to help your whole program. Some more questions are coming in here. Somebody just let me know that Bagman's the one who built Marcus's V8 truck complete. So if you have any questions, you can feel. I don't know that we have his number, but I can probably obtain it. If you have any questions that you would like to ask him, let me know, and I'll get that number for you as well. All right. Let's see here. Hey, Todd, are you on here? Must not. All right.
Tommy, you didn't touch on the ignition box. You want to touch on that?
What part would you like to touch on there?
Well, I just wanted to, so that everybody understands what it is.
Ignition as far as location, or type of box this year?
Type of box and location.
Okay. So last year we told everybody that we were going to run a specific part number ignition box this year. That box is still not developed yet, so that has been aborted. We had kind of touched on that at the banquet meeting. So there's not a specific box this year. Continue running what you're running. As things develop on that, we'll let you guys know. But as far as location, we need to get the location further to the right side of the truck, out of the reach of the drivers, like we had talked about. Keith is going to take a little bit extra time this year and try to work on people a little bit more. But if the driver's seat belted in his seat and he can reach over and touch the ignition box, that's not legal. So,
Tom is Dwayne. You hear me?
yes, Dwayne Dimmitt.
Yes. It said mount the ignition box also so that you can see the dials of the ignition box. Don't turn them down or to a direction where I can't look in that window and see what the dials are set at, okay?
Correct. So if you have a dial on your ignition boxes, it's also in the rules that those dials have to be facing the window. They can't be horizontal, aiming down to the firewall or aiming straight up to the sky. Or those two dials have to be facing the window on the passenger side. Okay, let me see here. There's a couple other people that have signed in here. Sean Zepp, are you on here?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No, I think you covered it pretty good.
Okay. So one of the things that I've learned here already is we weren't set up properly here, and it maxed out at 26 attendees, and it keeps knocking people off. So if you talk to anybody, let them know that if they got knocked off, to go to the website and they can view everything in full. Okay, so a couple more questions have come in. This one's more of a statement, talking about when they had raced with ASA, there was a standard location, I'm assuming for the plate for the ignition. We're trying not to do that. We're trying to give everybody the flexibility of moving stuff around. If we continue to have problems, that may be a good idea for us to do, though. And somebody else had sent me Bagman's information. So if anybody needs to find out more information on how the V8 fits in one of these chassis, just contact me and I will pass this information along.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
On that 604, now with the number 1 cylinder, is that spark plug in line with the upper ball joint, or can we go an inch or two behind that? Or
it's still going to follow the standard rules for locating the engine right now, and that is measured off the back side of the motor to the center of the rear end. So those numbers have not changed.
Okay.
At all. Again, the V8 has a bit more of a penalty going a little bit further out in front of the wheels. Again, it's going to be a trade-off on handling versus horsepower, I think.
Gotcha.
I have people sending me things in 3 different ways. So everybody who's involved right now, is this a way that you guys think that we could hold meetings and would be satisfactory to everybody, or any complaints?
I think, Thomas, Sean, I think it would be okay if you could find a way to be able to mute everybody so the background noise was a lot less, because there were times it was very difficult to hear you.
Okay. I can eliminate all the background noise, and I had actually had some of it shut off while I was presenting, but I've turned everybody back on so we can get questions. Kind of the downside, we're going to have to make sure everybody's in a quiet location to make this work, I think.
And also, are you able to get more lines available?
I didn't hear. Oh, yes, yeah. That's an error on my part. I think I've set it up wrong. I had thought I had set it up for up to 100 attendees, and I obviously have not. We've had 62 people try to sign in here, and when it hits 26, it starts blocking people out, unfortunately. So that'll be something I will I'll handle for the next time. Again, I apologize. Okay. I think I've answered every question that's come in. To my knowledge. I guess.
Hey, Tom.
I'm sorry.
This is Ken again. Can you tell Robin to smile? There we go. Thank you. No, but
I didn't figure you could see me because of the glare off the top of my head.
I've got some sunglasses on, a welding helmet.
Yeah, next time I'll put on a hat. I promise.
Now, this is a great way of doing it, I think, Tom. I mean, that way guys don't have to travel, and it's pretty impressive.
Well, I guess at this point, if anybody has any other questions or concerns, just give us a call or a text message like normal, and we'll try to.
Yeah, you might want to say text. You might want to say email because everybody starts calling you. You'll be complaining to me.
Well, yeah, but we will answer them one at a time, I guess is what we'll do. So looking forward to this year. Got some neat stuff that's in the works. If we can get some of it on paper, it would be great. Sometimes it's not so easy. So, but look forward to everybody being here, and we'll see you guys. I'll see all the officials in a couple of weeks, but I will see all the racers at Toledo on May 16th or May 15th. You're there early. Thanks for coming, and good luck this year.
Thank you.
Where'd he go?
And it's over.
I'm right here.
Well, when you disappear, it's over, Cumbo, or what?
Pretty much. If you got something else you need to talk to me about.
Wow. Oh, now
I need dinner.
Now you're smiling.
Yeah. Starving to death.
Let me tell you something, Squirrel Cheeks. You don't need dinner.
Okay, dokie.
I wonder why we kept getting knocked off at 26.
Is all of our board members on board?
No. We still have Todd still here. Todd, I think Todd's the only one here.
How about
Craig's here.
Craig's here?
Craig, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sean left.
Any comments, Greg?
I'm sorry. How did
Any
it,
comments? Questions?
Don't say anything. Angie's hanging out.
did it work out all right for you, Craig? I'm not sure he's here.
Yeah, it says he is.
You guys hear me, Mike?
Oh, wow. I can dismiss individual people like you could be gone here in just a second here, Robbo.
Oh, I can take care of that. You don't even have to click the button, pal.
That's interesting.
Was there some other discussion you wanted to have, Ed, or what's the deal?
No, everything's fine. I think everything went well.
I know one thing. You're looking good there, Ed.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to stay lively and keep working.
That's what we need to do. Yeah, the only thing I had, Tom, was the background noise. Then, of course, being that we didn't get enough people in. I think next time I'll put up a picture instead of my face.
As long as it's smiling.
Wait a minute, I got a good one here. Let me see here. How about this? My new buddy.
He's about as bold as
How's
you are.
that? Where's Kid when I need him? That would be a lot better, wouldn't it?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Tom, this is Dwayne. I'm still on the phone. Still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, I got kicked off real early down here. There's too many users on it, so, but I got most of it on the phone except for all the background ones and so forth. But yeah, I think it's a real good way to do the business and get the word out to everybody.
Background noise is obviously a situation, and I can mute everybody and present like everybody's shut off right now and there's no background noise whatsoever. but the problem is when we go to talk, that's when all the background noise comes in. I was trying to it tells me who's making the noises. Like the noise that we're hearing right now is Robin breathing.
Is who?
Breathing. It's coming in through your microphone.
Wait a minute, I can fix that.
Now Robin can't talk. Oh, okay.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
That sure helped the background noise, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
So, some fine tuning, but with some fine tuning, I think we can make this work pretty well. Kevin Scorsese, are you on here? I think some of that noise right now, there's Kevin. How you doing, Kevin? Okay. You can't talk though, can you, Kevin?
Hey, Tom, can you guys hear me via phone?
Yeah, is this Tyler?
Yeah, that's Brian.
Brian, okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I didn't know if you guys could hear me or not. I didn't know if my background noise was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty loud. I can try. See if. Yeah, I can't. The phone, that's another situation. Phone calls, I don't have as much control over. So noise-wise, it's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, I'm in my truck. That's why I didn't know if my background noise was bad or not.
Yeah, it's pretty significant.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. Okay.
I appreciate you getting on and listening, though.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything.
All right, if you have any questions,
All right. Have a good night, guys.
all right.
Okay, this is, can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dwayne.
Okay, I'm going to hang up on you now and go outside and get a little breath, fresh air here.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it, Dwayne.
I'll see you guys.
See you.
I'll be home about a week and a half. Okay? I'll contact you then.
All right, bud.
Okay. Bye.
So, Tom, does it still show me being all the background noise?
No. Right now, it's still a phone caller creating the noise.
Okay, because I was trying to figure out what's causing it if it's mine. Can you hear me okay?
Let me go through one.
I can hear you. It's Ed. I can hear you, Robin.
Okay, because I was...
Now I can't.
Yeah, I checked it to see if it was Bravo. It's not.
We got to try to figure out who it is.
Yeah. Sure.
Why do you have your telephone on it?
Why is my phone on?
Why does it say TWC Enterprises?
Because my other computer in front of me, I have it started up onto the meeting to make sure that I didn't lose the meeting, and I'm just talking to nobody. So it's just presenting the meeting.
I think.
Hey, Felix is talking.
No, we're just playing with the tablet.
Unfortunately, we can hear Craig now.
We're connected.
So
that was nice that you showed your brother there at the end of the thing, Robin. Oh, no, that was both you guys one, wasn't it?
That was my twin, man.
Yeah, I was just.
He's my better looking brother.
So Craig, you don't have a camera in your tablet?
I'm using the tablet it has a camera on it, but the way I'm holding the tablet, I put my finger over it all the time, and you wouldn't have a good picture anyway. I just left it off.
Okay.
Why not?
This is the way we're talking about maybe doing some board meetings.
Okay, but where's the background noise coming from right now?
It's coming off of a phone caller.
Oh,
Who's on the phone? There's nobody on the phone.
is it better now?
Who was that?
Oh. Is that Denise?
I'm sorry, I'm at the beauty parlor. I'm so sorry, I didn't think you could hear anything. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't understand where she's at because it's not.
It don't show her.
It don't show her.
Yeah, beauty parlor, she said.
I'm at the beauty parlor.
Yeah, but it doesn't show you on the list. It just says,
That's why you have a female flagman. I'm at the beauty parlor.
you should be at home in front of your webcam so we can see you.
I was, but I have an appointment at 8.
Okay. Why do we not see her on the list,
I
Tom?
have no clue. I'll see if I can figure that out.
I just thought this was a good opportunity to figure out some of the bugs because it's an excellent way to do this. You did a good job. It looks good, and it's a good way to have our board meetings.
It would be a killer way for the board meetings. Nobody's driving, wasting money on gas.
That way we risk, any kind of really physical disagreements. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm a whole lot
We
safer.
save on refreshments.
The nice part is when we click off, we're done. We can just go up and hang out with our family.
Yeah. Ken sent me a text earlier, and he says, what's the dress code for tonight's meeting?
All right, guys. Well, unless you need me for something, I'm signing off.
Did you get that text I sent you from him?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know what it would want to be named or anything, so I didn't want to talk about it.
No. I didn't want you to talk about it. I just wanted to know it.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of.
Everybody all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than setting it up wrong, good job.
Well, I wonder if it had something to do with the trial version.
Yeah, you had to pay or you couldn't get the 100.
Yeah.
Remember when I looked at it?
It never gave me the option, though. I clicked on the 100 to do the trial. I set it up wrong.
I would have been real curious to see how many we had.
Well, it tells me that there were 62 people trying to get on.
You're kidding me. Oh, that's a shame we couldn't get them all on.
Yeah.
I hope we didn't make anybody mad with that.
Well, we know for next time, and that's all we can do. Kind of a trial version, so.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, Robin, this is Brian. Hey, I'm crossing into another state. I just want to see if this continues to work or not.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go from Ohio into Indiana, so I just want to make sure I still had you guys.
Yeah.
You're good, man.
Talk about a convenience to do it this way.
Yeah.
Hey, I can still work and still make the meeting.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Tom, who's Justin?
Can't answer that. Don't know.
Jim Jones didn't say much.
Jim Jones is talking right now.
All right. I don't hear him. All right, Cumbo, I guess I'll let you go.
All right.
Do you know how to save it?
I'm going to find out right directly.